We are back in the mix of football again now, and Rangers will be looking to get back to winning ways on Thursday as they take on Aris in the Europa League. In today's video, we'll take a look at the January transfer window, whilst also going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. The draw for the fourth round of the Scottish Cup has been made. At this stage of the competition, all 12 Premiership sides will join the remaining teams, and there are some tasty looking ties to get excited about when January comes around. Scottish Cup fourth round draw in full is as follows: Ayr vs Kelty, Kilmarnock vs Dundee, Morton vs Montrose, Inverness vs Broomhill, St Mirren vs Queen of the South, Brora vs Cove, Clyde vs Aberdeen, Spartans vs Hearts, Bonnyrigg vs Falkirk, Livingston vs Raith, Motherwell vs Alloa, Ross County vs Partick Thistle, Celtic vs Buckie Thistle, Forfar vs Hibernian, Airdrieonians vs St Johnstone, and then finally Dumbarton vs Rangers. Manchester United legend Paul Ince has opened up on his affection for Rangers. The former England international admits he is more connected to the blue half of Glasgow than the green and white section. He states that he doesn't know much about Celtic at all. Speaking on TalkSport alongside Jim White, the 56-year-old says the main reason for that is down to close friend Alex Rae. The duo played together at Wolves but have since worked together closely at various clubs, where Rae would be Ince's assistant, mostly recent at Reading. The former midfielder also listed other factors involved, such as his bond with Gaza, the involvement he had had in the Fernando Rickson charity event, and then his admiration for Ali McCoist. I spent a lot of time with Alex Rae and he was a mad Rangers fan, and it's great to see him now working at the club he loves. And when I go back to when Gaza was at Rangers, they had such a good team. Also, I managed the charity team for Fernando Rickson, and I've always just had a soft spot for Rangers. It was horrendous what happened with Rickson, and I'm glad I played a part in it. But I've always had that Rangers kind of thing, Ali McCoist and all of that. I don't really know a lot about Celtic as a team. I know when John Burns was there under Kenny Dalglish, but Rangers have always been the team I actually like. Fellow guest on White and Jordan, Carl Robinson, then countered by saying that he prefers Celtic. The Scouser explained, Kenny Dalglish was my ultimate hero growing up as a kid, and if he had played for Rangers I probably would have been a Rangers fan, but the fact he played for Celtic made me want to follow and support them. And over the years I've always liked them more. Even when Steven Gerrard went there I was a little bit disappointed. Neil Lennon is a good friend of mine, so I loved going to watch them, and then the ground when you go to an Old Firm game or a European night is unbelievable and one of the best atmospheres in football. Rangers boss Philippe Clement is keen to add a new left back and a striker in the January transfer window, according to Football Insider. Clement is ready to tackle his mid-season window after getting his feet under the table at Ibrox. The Belgian has made a good start since his appointment last month and is yet to taste a defeat in the job. Speaking to the press in recent days, Clement revealed he is unhappy with the balance of his Rangers squad, feeling he has too many players in the same positions and not enough in other areas. He confirmed work is underway on recruitment for the January transfer window, as well as for the 2024-2025 campaign. It's being reported a left-back is one of the areas that the new Rangers boss will try to address in the new year. Borna Barisic and Ridvan Yilmaz have shared the responsibilities on the left side of Clement's defence, and it is clear that the manager is yet to decide who he prefers. Barisic is out of contract at the end of the season after joining the club from Osijek back in 2018. A well-placed source has also told Football Insider that Clement is keen to bring in another goalscorer to Ibrox in the January transfer window. That is despite Michael Bill bringing forward trio Danilo, Sam Lammers and Cyril Dessers to the club in the summer window. Those three have struggled for form, scoring just 13 combined goals, with right-back James Tavernier leading the scoring charts at Ibrox with 9 goals across all competitions. Rangers legend Jean Greg has detailed the great hopes he has for the new Ibrox boss, Philippe Clement. The 80-year-old praised Clement's experience and feels he is taking the club in the right direction. Speaking to Sky Sports, he said, I have great hopes for the new manager and he has had a great start. Every game is like a cup final because every team wants to beat Rangers and he understands that he is an experienced manager. The results he has had so far have been very encouraging. Greg was speaking after being awarded a CBE at Buckingham Palace as a part of the King Charles I's birthday honours list. He has had an affiliation with Rangers for over 60 years as a player, manager, ambassador, and was the captain of the side that lifted the European Cup Winners' Cup back in 1972. And he detailed how proud he was to accept the award. He said, it was a great honour and a tribute to the club that I played for in all these years and that I am here today. Over the years, any award that I have had, I have been awarded to the club, so it is as much for them as much for me, as all the supporters have backed us every week. I've spent a long time at Ibrox, but I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm proud of every minute of it. I've done everything at the club except being the doorman, but they might give me that sometime in the future, but it has been a great honour to have been a part of a great club. Rangers great John Brown last night urged Aberdeen manager Barry Robson to stop putting unnecessary pressure on referees and concentrate on showing his players how to defend properly instead, and then admitted he is an advocate for VAR. Brown was amused when he heard Robson accusing Ibrox centre-half Connor Goldson of making the most of Stefan Gunnarsman's pull to win a penalty in the final minute of the game on Sunday afternoon. He worked with a former midfielder during his time as a youth coach in Govan back in the 1990s and recalled how the youngster was not adverse to diving in the opposition box in an attempt to earn a spot kick at an early age. He said, "Barry Robson was a youth player that I had. He had a way of just falling over without any contact. To criticise a referee, it's hard enough for the referees now, especially with VAR. You need to give them a bit of space." He then went on to say, "When I can see a jersey getting pulled in the box, that's a penalty kick. There is no other way. Robson needs to sort his players out and tell them that they can block a run or get up against a man in the box, but they can't pull a jersey. You can't have that type of contact. It's taking the pressure off of him. There's a discipline from him to go to his players and say, block the run, but don't pull the jersey because it will be a penalty kick. For me, it's a penalty. He knows he's got a cup final coming up and he thinks if he can get that out there, they may get a decision or Rangers maybe don't get a decision. But if it is clear tug of the jersey, it's a penalty kick." John Brown finished by saying this: "Rangers and Celtic get decisions because they will dominate the ball for large periods and have maybe 20 or 30 efforts on goal. They're in the box, defenders are going to make mistakes, and the team with all the pressure will get penalty kicks. Look at Haaland and Manchester City, how many penalty kicks do they get? The better teams in Scotland are Rangers and Celtic. They will dominate the ball, get the opportunities in the box, and there's going to be more decisions coming their way. Aberdeen have 4 or 5 shots at goal and hardly in the box and mainly hit on the counter. They're not going to get many opportunities for penalties." Rangers fans, what are your thoughts on the upcoming January transfer window? And how many players do you think will have to sign this winter? And which positions? Let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.